For me, a great pleasure to welcome you all on behalf of Cedefop to this conference on how to make learning visible. Making learning visible has been a major strand of Cedefop's work already since the 90s. We have been working together very closely and fruitfully with the European Commission and the Member States, for example, to provide regular overviews of validation arrangements and developments in Europe, for example, through the European Inventory on Validation, but also, again, in close cooperation with the Commission and through extensive consultations with Member States and stakeholders at European, national, but also at regional level, we produced what is called European Guidelines on Validation. The guidelines put the individual at the center of the validation process. Validation is a journey in four main stages. First, identifying what people have learned outside formal education and training, then documenting them, for instance, in the form of a portfolio so that a competent authority can actually verify and assess these skills and finally certify them. In 2012, the Council recommended that the Member States establish comprehensive validation systems by 2018. So this target date is getting closer and closer, and so countries will need to step up the pace to achieve this objective. So this is why we believe that this conference is timely, because we will discuss which are the challenges that lie ahead. In real life, successful learning is not about remembering the right words for a test. It is about demonstrating that one knows how to apply knowledge skillfully.
2 post-it pads, and we need them now. The biggest achievement so far in validation. Write that down on the first post-it. How about the second? Write down what you think is the main goal still lying ahead of us. Check out a couple of them and read them aloud to us, Sofia.
Okay, this one says a lot of stakeholders became interested in validation. So we have a very wide pool of stakeholders. Awareness, and this also says about awareness. Develop of citizen right to be recognized and learnings acquired in the lifespan.
We are really happy that Cedefop is engaged, as Mara has mentioned, on all the activities around validation, because their expertise is really a fundamental value for the things we do at European level. If 80% or more of the learning happens outside school, then we do have to bring it forward so it can be valued and it can be recognized both in terms of formal recognition, but also in terms of employment prospects, salaries, social integration, and so forth. Looking ahead, we will expect countries to submit their reports on how they respect validation arrangements by 2018. We already know that only 5 countries will be in condition to do so. If you're not capable at a national level to put validation in the highest political context, of course it will be difficult to achieve the 2018 deadline. So for us it is important that we accelerate implementation and, as I mentioned, that we do connect our educational effort with the labor market aspect of validation.
Validation is actually a question of changing values. Because validation is that all learning, irrespective of where and when it takes place, is potentially of high value to individuals and society.
Quite a few of the validation inventories, Cedefop, together with the Commission, we have been working on it since 2004. Now the 2016 update is coming out. The objective has always been really to create a trustworthy source of information on validation. So we really wanted to have updated information and to create some system that we can monitor what is happening in the countries.
Through his training plan.
Building block in this because we need to sort of our competence model, which has 5 consume on average at least 5 days.
Perhaps more welcoming.
Is going to be used by 5 people or by 50,000 people.
I think our messaging around validation is really important.
Mapping would be important and an answer strategy.
A national profile tool which can be used, in fact, the day or the day after the arrival of the Syrian refugees.
It's very important that their views are represented and part of these discussions.
The experience of learning, we know, needs to be recognized, it needs to be acknowledged, it needs to be certified, and it needs to be valued. I think these are important aspects which we would like ourselves to think that we have when we talk about validation. The main message that I get from the discussion and from the exchanges I had with my colleagues is that now action should speak louder than words. And this is the main message that we at Cedefop would like to share with you and would like you to take with you home and translate all of this wealth that we have accumulated over so many years into action, out of which the vulnerable groups will benefit, particularly those who are in real need of recognition of their skills and qualifications. And so thank you very much. Have a safe journey back home.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, James.